What is up, my internet friends and family? I'm Charmx, and today I'm going to be reacting to 10 most dangerous jobs in the world by All-Time 10s. Now, All-Time 10s make great videos, so make sure you go subscribe to them. The link's in the description, as well as the link to the original videos in the description. Now, as far as what I expect from this, I know logging, like the logging industry, has a very high death rate, so I'm pretty sure that might be on this list. And the President of the US. Because although a lot of people don't consider it a job, it is a job and they do get paid. But other than that, I'm not really sure what to expect. Anyway, hope you guys like this video, and let's begin.
10 most dangerous jobs. Number 10, rat hole mining.
What?
An estimated 70,000 children risk their lives every day to mine coal in the Jaintia Hills in India. The trafficked children scurry through the narrow labyrinths of the deep underground mines without safety equipment to chip away coal with their pickaxes. The mines are unmanaged and accidents are common because they are prone to collapsing. This leaves the workers in danger of being trapped or killed during cave-ins. Between 2007 and 2014, 10,000 to 15,000 people, including children, were thought to have died after being trapped in collapsed rat holes in the Jaintia Hills. Number 9.
What? Do they have a government over there? Because the government should step in and stop this.
Explosive ordnance disposal. More than 2/3 of Americans killed or wounded in combat in the Iraq and Afghanistan wars have been victims of improvised explosive devices planted in the ground. But according to the Pentagon, the casualty numbers would have been even higher if not for the explosive ordnance disposal technicians, whose jobs require them to risk their lives to dismantle bombs before they go off. Wearing suits as heavy as 45 kilograms, the bomb squad have to remain calm under extreme stress as they play Russian roulette, not knowing if a bomb will explode during their attempt to disarm it.
How effective is the suit they're wearing? Because if people like who do this kind of shit die a lot, the suit can't be that effective. And you know, if a lot of people who do this, you know, disarming IEDs are dying, you would think they would try to make the suit more effective.
In 2015, video footage captured an EOD in Egypt being blown up
while
holding a bomb he was attempting to dispose. Number 8.
So how effective are the suits?
The mountain is a 10,000 square meter mound of rotting rubbish in the Indonesian island of Jakarta, which provides 24 hours of available work for the 2,000 scavengers that live and work at the site. Covered in clouds of flies, the rubbish mound is filled with broken electrical items, shattered glass, and decaying food.
Oh, that can't be
Scavengers
safe.
as young as 5 search the dump for materials that can then be sold to recycling companies, as well as food for their dinner.
What?
Ewok, who's worked on the site for 9 years, has witnessed 10 people die in the garbage heap after being hit by a digger. Not only that, but by working and living in the landfill, most scavengers are at constant risk of tuberculosis and ringworm. Number 7.
Okay, these governments really need to get their shit together. You shouldn't be allowing children to work, period. And if they are going to work, they shouldn't be working in this field. That's insane. Why? What is wrong with people?
Syrian bus driver. In 2015, British newspaper The Telegraph asked the question if being a Syrian bus driver is the most dangerous job in the world. Bus drivers in Syria are at constant risk of robbery, kidnap, and live ammunition, as they navigate through the front lines of both Daesh jihadists and Assad regime forces. Drivers must have beards to prove their Islamic faith in order to be granted access to drive their buses through jihadist-controlled areas. But that doesn't stop the risk of them being caught in crossfire or shot in the head by a sniper. Number 6. Cancer cleanup.
Cancer cleanup?
In 2014, a man in his 30s was diagnosed with leukemia after spending a year working on the damaged nuclear reactors at the Fukushima nuclear plant. This leukemia victim was one of more than 45,000 workers who have been involved with the cleanup of the highly toxic site.
Okay, I think they might have messed up here, because they titled it Cancer Cleanup. You should title it Cleanup Cancer, or Radioactive Cleanup Cancer. Something like that, because the way you titled it, Cancer Cleanup, that doesn't make much sense.
Since the reactor meltdowns in 2011, and his case is considered to be just the tip of the iceberg. An independent consultant on radioactivity believes that the risk to workers is particularly difficult to calculate, as thousands of temporary workers are fired after being exposed to high radiation levels. Currently, 3 other plant workers suffering from cancer are awaiting confirmation that their illnesses are linked to the accident. Number 5. Sand mining. 30,000 people are employed in Kenya's sand harvesting industry. providing raw materials for Kenya's construction boom. Employees are sent into deep, unstable pits without protective gear, armed with only a shovel and crowbar to hack sand away from rock. The job can be fatal, and it's disturbingly common for workers to be buried alive, as weakened sand walls can collapse mid-excavation. In 2014, 4 men were killed after a sand wall caved in, trapping the miners. Number 4.
Yeah, that's very dangerous, and especially because it's sand. I mean, if it was just, like, dirt, or in, like, an actual, like, rock mine, something like that, if there's a cave-in, you have a chance of, surviving, because, like, a rock could fall and, like, maybe form, like, a pyramid, and you could be under it. Something like that. You could survive. But if sand caves in, I mean, it's gonna go everywhere, and it's gonna fill up everywhere. So there's very slim chances of you living if you get caught in one of those accidents.
US presidents. In Forbes' list of America's deadliest jobs, logging was deemed to be the most dangerous, with a 0.13% chance of a logger dying in a work-related accident within a year. But a profession that's even more dangerous, statistically speaking, didn't even make the list. And that's the role of being President of the United States.
Yeah, a lot of them have been killed.
Until Donald Trump is inaugurated in January 2017, Barack Obama will remain the 43rd man to occupy the top office, and 8 of those 43 have died on the job.
That's crazy.
4 presidents have been assassinated, while 2 are thought to have died after drinking from a contaminated water supply at the White House. The other
4 of them died from drinking contaminated water at the White House. You would think that the White House would have a better, like, water filtration system, unless they were poisoned through the water, because that's very odd that 4 of them would have died from it.
2 died from natural causes. If you were to pick a president at random, there is an 18.6% chance that they wouldn't make it out of the job alive, which technically makes the job a staggering 27 times more dangerous than being a logger. Number 3. Sewage diving. Nearly 30,000 people in the Indian city of Mumbai are conservancy workers. Employed by private companies throughout India, the workers wade through pools of excrement that fill the city's underground sewers, in order to unclog the sanitation lines with their bare hands.
Ew!
Workers carry out the work wearing minimal clothing and only using coconut oil on their skin as protection, which leaves them vulnerable to infection. The air in the sewers is often filled with noxious gases, which can cause workers to fall unconscious. These poisonous fumes have also been linked to long-term health effects, including diabetes and tuberculosis. In Mumbai, an average of 20 sewer workers die every month, and 80% of them die before they reach 60. Number 2.
That is disgusting. You would think that they would come up with something to unclog the system without having to put people in there. I mean, it couldn't be that hard creating something to unclog it. Fuck, just use a pole. Just use a pole with maybe like a little grappling thing on the end of it, and just stick that down and get it. What the hell?
Million migrants. In an attempt to dazzle the world with the 2022 World Cup, Qatar has hired over 1.4 million migrants from across the world to take part in their $200 billion construction project in the capital.
$200 billion?
However, in 2013, it was revealed that at least 1,800 migrant workers from India, Bangladesh and Nepal had died in Qatar, despite being young and medically fit. In 2014, Nepalese migrants were dying at a rate of 1 every 2 days, while the deaths of migrant workers from many other countries went unreported. According to Human Rights Watch,
safety is your first priority. My ass it is.
Many of the deaths are thought to have been caused by a variety of workplace-related accidents, although sudden cardiac arrest was another cause, resulting from people working 19-hour days in blazing heat, as high as 50 degrees Celsius. Number 1. People smugglers. According to the Kurdistan Regional Government's Office of Kidnapped Affairs, more than 6,000 Yazidi women and children were taken captive from the Syrian-Iraqi border by the terrorist organization Daesh to be sold into slavery. This human rights crisis has spawned a dangerous new industry of people smugglers willing to rescue the kidnapped women in exchange for up to $50,000.
That would be a very dangerous line of work to be in.
The sophisticated network of smugglers stake out where a kidnapped woman is being kept captive before attempting a rescue mission to reunite them with their family. The industry is so successful that, from 2014 to 2016, more than half of the Yazidi prisoners have been rescued in such operations.
Wow,
However, the role is so
lot.
dangerous that a botched operation can lead to every member of the network being killed. When smuggler Omar Ahmed was caught, he was publicly beheaded by Daesh as a warning to others.
Okay, this was a very interesting video, and a lot of these jobs are just so bad, and the governments should really step in, because if the government step in, a lot of these issues could be resolved, like the sewage one, where the people are crawling in the sewers. If the government got involved, then they would have to make it so the people have to wear suits and, like, gas masks so they aren't breathing in toxic fumes. It could be a lot safer. As well as the one where they had, like, children employed to, like, work in mines underground. That should be stopped. They just need the government to step in. I mean, I don't like, you know, the big brother thing where the government's too big and it's always on your back and that kind of shit. But I think there's a point where you need the government to stop this kind of shit from happening. Anyway, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Possibly share it with a friend. If you're new and subscribe and join the family today. Also, make sure you go subscribe to All Time 10s. But with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Boop!